This is the story of a boy who saved a magical forest. The boy was named Finn, and he lived in an ordinary village with his mother and father. But one day, while playing by the river that ran through the village, he discovered something extraordinary. The water in the river was crystal clear and so refreshing on a hot summer's day. And it had always been Finn's favorite place to play. He would jump over the little streams and puddles and splash in the shallows for hours. But today, the river was doing something different. All of the water was swirling around in the center of the river in a gigantic vortex. At first, Finn was scared, but then his curiosity got the better of him. And as he got closer, he realized that it wasn't dangerous at all. It was just a big whirlpool. And as he reached out to touch it, the water stopped spinning and a face appeared inside the vortex. An old woman with twinkling eyes and a long white beard. She beckoned to Finn and said, "Come, child, I want to show you something." Without hesitation, Finn jumped into the whirlpool and disappeared beneath the surface. He opened his eyes and found himself in a clearing surrounded by tall trees. It was unlike any part of the forest he'd seen before, because all of the animals were talking to each other. Squirrels chattered in high voices, birds gossiped in the branches, and even the rabbits seemed to be having deep conversations. As Finn watched in amazement, a deer approached him and asked, "Who are you?" "I'm Finn," he replied. "I'm just visiting." The deer nodded. "We know you are the chosen one," she said. "You must help us save our forest." Before Finn could ask any questions, the ground began to shake and a large crack appeared in the earth. From it, a shadowy figure emerged.
"Foolish animals,"
the creature snarled. "You have summoned the destroyer of worlds. Prepare to be erased from existence." The animals scattered in terror as the dark entity approached. "Wait," cried Finn. "Why do you want to destroy this forest?" The creature turned its glowing red eyes toward Finn and sneered. "Because I can. This forest has always been my home, but recently it's become a little too lively for my liking. I need to quiet things down a bit." "Oh no," said Finn, realizing what the creature meant. "You're sucking all the magic out of the forest. If you don't stop, everything will fade away." The creature laughed, a harsh, grating sound that echoed through the trees. "So what if I am? It's not like anyone's going to stop me." "I will," said Finn, suddenly filled with determination. He knew he couldn't defeat the creature with strength or speed, so he tried to reason with it. "Think of all the beautiful things you're destroying," he said. "The flowers, the trees, the happy animals, all gone." The creature stopped and looked around at the dying forest. For a moment, there was silence. Then it let out a sigh. "You're right," it said. "I didn't realize what I was doing. I'm sorry." The creature released the last of its dark energy and collapsed to the ground, transforming into a small black cat. "Thank you," said the deer. "If you hadn't come, we would have all faded away." "It was nothing," said Finn. "But now that I've saved your forest, how do I get back home?" The black cat jumped onto a nearby rock and purred. "You'll find your way back, child. Just remember, if you ever need our help, all you have to do is follow the sound of the river to the place where it spins and calls to you." Finn smiled and waved goodbye to his new friends. Then he closed his eyes and jumped into the swirling water. When he opened them again, he was back in the clearing by the river. It was just as he had remembered it, except for the giant whirlpool in the middle. Finn was sad to leave the magical forest and its talking animals behind, but he knew he had made a difference. As he walked away, he heard the animals in the forest chattering and singing happily. They were celebrating their newfound freedom and thanking Finn for his bravery. A few weeks passed, and Finn couldn't stop thinking about the magical forest and its inhabitants. He missed their songs and laughter, and worried that they might be in danger. So he decided to go back and see how they were doing. When he got to the river, he found that the whirlpool had vanished. He searched all around, but he couldn't find any sign of it. Just as he was about to give up hope, he heard a faint voice calling to him. "Finn, help us, please." The voice was coming from inside the river. So Finn took off his shoes and socks and waded into the water. As he went deeper, the current grew stronger, and soon he was being pulled under the surface. When he came up, he was back in the magical forest. But something was wrong. The animals looked tired and sad. "What's happened?" Finn asked urgently. "The magic in our forest is fading fast," said the deer. "We need your help to bring it back." Finn felt a surge of determination. He wasn't sure what he could do, but he knew he had to try. As he walked through the forest, he noticed that everything was dull and lifeless. The flowers were wilted, the trees had no leaves, and the air was heavy with sadness. Suddenly, he heard a voice. "Are you lost, little one?" Finn turned around to see an old tree with gnarled branches and a hollow trunk. "I'm looking for the source of the forest's magic," Finn replied. "Perhaps I can help." The tree creaked sadly. "The magic is fading, child. There is no hope left." Finn refused to give up. He continued on until he came across a clearing. In the center was a small cottage made of twigs and leaves. Smoke was curling from its chimney, and the windows glowed with a warm light. Hope surged through Finn. Maybe this was where the magic was coming from. He knocked on the door, and a tiny voice called out, "Who's there?" "It's me, Finn," he said. "Can I come in?" The door opened, and a little girl with sparkling eyes and hair the color of autumn leaves stood before him. "You've come to save us," she said. "I knew you would." Before Finn could ask any questions, the girl led him inside the cottage. It was cozy and warm, and Finn could feel the magic thrumming through the walls. "What's happening to this forest?" he asked. "The magic is fading," the girl said. "Without it, we won't survive." Finn knew he had to do something, but he wasn't sure what. He looked around the cottage, hoping to find a clue. His eyes fell on a book lying on a table. It was filled with strange symbols, and Finn felt a sense of foreboding as he opened it. The pages were filled with riddles, and Finn knew that if he could solve them, they might lead him to the answer he was seeking. The first riddle read, "I have cities, but no houses. I have mountains, but no trees. I have water, but no fish. What am I?" Finn thought long and hard about the riddle. He considered all the possibilities, but nothing seemed to fit. Finally, he decided to take a guess. "Are you a map?" he asked. The girl shook her head. "That's not quite right, but you're getting warm. Try again." Finn racked his brain for another answer. "Could it be a painting?" he ventured. The girl's eyes lit up. "That's it," she exclaimed. "You've solved the first riddle. As a reward, here is a flower that blooms only in the light of dawn." The girl handed Finn a beautiful white flower that seemed to glow with an inner light. "Take this with you," she said. "It will help guide you." With the flower in his hand, Finn continued his quest, determined to solve the remaining riddles and save the forest.